Hello and welcome to another episode of Death by Bunjie. I got my lawyering clothes on here, as you can see, and this is another one of those videos that talks about legal stuff. I'm taking a break on lunch here, going to shoot this video, and hopefully it will be something you enjoy. Is there any hope for us as crossbow hunters? Is there any hope that one day we will enjoy crossbow equality, crossbow freedom in New York State? Now, this is an important topic to me for a couple of reasons. Aside from the fact that it's a question of freedom, I live about 20 minutes from the New York border. I could be hunting up there in half an hour and enjoy the crossbow seasons up there and extend my season, give myself some more hunting opportunities. However, because of New York's hunting regulations that currently are not very crossbow friendly, I end up driving like 5 hours to go to Maryland every year and hunt down there. Now, I probably wouldn't give that up. I love Maryland. I have friends down there. I've made some great acquaintances, and Genevieve and I have had a great time hunting down there. I fully expect to continue doing that, but it would be nice to do the same sort of thing, travel a little bit and hunt in New York State. I did a couple of videos here recently talking about the new Raven shooting 500 feet per second. It's only 7.5 inches or so wide. Can you believe that? Also did a video on the new Twin Strike from Excalibur. It's got those double limbs. You can load 2 arrows at the same time and all that fun stuff. Really neat crossbow technology, really neat improvements in the field of crossbows and crossbow hunting. It's exciting stuff, but unfortunately, both of those crossbows are illegal in New York. Now, if you've been following Death by Bunjie, you know that after 11 years of hunting with this crossbow, hunting with Bunjie, it's time for an upgrade, right? This is a crossbow that is 36 inches wide. This crossbow has a draw weight of 175 pounds, and it shoots a mere 300 feet per second or so. It's certainly adequate. We've had some great times, but there's some exciting technology out there that I want to explore and get a more modern crossbow. Bunjie Jr., this is my daughter's crossbow. This crossbow is 25 inches wide, and it has a draw weight of 285 pounds, a more modern crossbow. I had a chance to use this crossbow this year down in Maryland, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit. So that's the second reason why I am interested in New York, interested in New York legal developments, because this crossbow, this more modern crossbow, Bunjie Jr., is not legal in New York State. The 285-pound draw weight is too high. Aside from all the restrictions on when you can hunt with a crossbow, New York's current regulations basically mean you have to hunt with an older crossbow like this one. New York's current regulations kind of treat crossbows like muzzleloaders. That's what they refer to them as. That's the sort of genre of regulation that New York imposes on crossbows. Kind of tells you a lot about how they were thinking about crossbows when they wrote those regulations. Essentially, if you have less than 17-inch wide limbs uncocked, and if you have a draw weight that is less than 100 pounds, not usually a problem, or more than 200 pounds, it's not a legal crossbow in New York. Additionally, and this is probably the biggest deal, New York won't let you hunt with a crossbow except for like a 14-day period during the archery seasons in some parts of the state and 10 days during the others. And in some counties, you can't hunt with a crossbow at all. Now, I'll give New York credit. They've been doing surveys. They've been asking hunters for their opinion. Back in 2010, they did a survey, and generally speaking, about half or slightly more than half of New York hunters favored offering crossbows as a legal hunting weapon in New York. Since that time, in 2019, they did another survey, and the results of that survey show exactly what you, as friends of Bunjie, would expect them to show. And those results were that New York hunters favor having crossbows available in the archery seasons. As you would also expect, the big opponents of this crossbow equality I'm talking about is the New York bow hunters, and I went to their website again recently. I've talked about them once or twice before here on Death by Bungie. I'm glad to see they upgraded their website and managed to copy and paste all the information on the old website onto a new website template. It's very nice, very fancy. That's great. And the page announcing their stance on the crossbow for New York, they could have put a different title in there instead of just Expo. It looks like that's the file name, not like a title. I don't think they really looked at that. But there is no doubt that they really do not like crossbows. In fact, when you look at their legislative accomplishments, they brag about the fact that they kept the crossbow out of the archery-only seasons and areas of the state. They kept it out of there. If you want to do something more productive for hunters, why don't you try and keep coyotes out of New York State? But there are some really nice proposals coming from the DEC up there in New York. I really do appreciate the work that they're doing, and it does sound like they are moving toward crossbow equality, toward more freedom for New Yorkers and guys like me that live across the border. That's a good thing. There's a proposal on the table now to eliminate that limb width requirement, and also to eliminate the restrictions on crossbows in those different seasons and different places. In other words, it would liberate crossbows and make them equal to a compound bow in all of those different areas. It might just mean that me and any future Bungie and Genevieve and Bungie Jr. can go to New York and maybe hunt deer. Is there anything wrong with that? I guess that's enough for me to change my tone a little bit. Instead of, come on, New York, maybe we'll be saying, come on, New York. Let's hope so. Until that time, all hail Bungie.